Well, hi everybody, going to catch you up on the weekend's events. I've been to Croatia this weekend, having a little bit of a recce for the World Club Championships. So when we arrived there, we travelled across from Budapest down into Croatia. Really interesting. Get there, it's a massive, great big channel. Now, what happens is the Drava flows through Europe, and as it gets to this point in Croatia, they dam it up in these series of dams, and then they let it go through these hydroelectric power stations. As a result, you've got these big, long, arrow-straight bits of water, and boy does it shift. Absolutely tanks through. I haven't seen anything like it in the UK to compare it to, really. There is rocks in the edge to stop the edges eroding. That means the water's boiling and turning over. It's absolutely crazy. The World Championships were on the bottom one of these straights in 2014, and to this day I've never seen anything like that. The water was up probably by 2 or 3 meters at the time, very coloured, and it was tramming. I'm talking tramming. 50-gram floats. When they wanted to feed, they put the pole in the rest, and it just lay flat on the surface. That's 2 ounces drawn straight up to the surface. Unbelievable, the power in that water at the time. Getting there now, it wasn't that much better, if I'm being perfectly honest. We were probably looking at more like 30, 40, 50-gram floats. Most anglers were using 50 gram. And when you turn up and see that piece of water for the first time, your jaw sort of hits the floor. You know, when we went to Croatia in 2014, I went and helped with the England team at the time. It was really hard. We learned a lot from that trip. We took that to Slovakia with Drennan Barnsley Blacks the following year and got an incredible bronze medal on water that was probably 10% slower, but still absolutely tramming. So this time round, because we've got a little bit of experience, nothing like what the European guys have got, but a little bit of experience, we feel like we're starting from a little bit further along, so it should be really interesting what to see. What was happening this weekend? Well, there was some Vimba caught, there was some pommies caught, odd little barbel caught, not a lot of fish. There's been a big snow melt in the mountains, and you could see all this horrible colour running through it. Didn't look inviting at all, to be honest. These guys are running through these great big floats. I mean, look at this Crusoe torpedo here in 50 gram. This is what we were used when we went to Slovakia, 40 and 50 gram. And I think these will be coming out again for this trip without a doubt. Probably anything from 20 to 50 gram depending on what happens. There's so much water for this channel to get rid of. I can't see it getting much better, but we will see what happens. Very, very interesting. It's my job and the rest of the team's job now to try and get prepared for this. So we'll be making these floats up, probably on some strong line. Get your poles prepared, get your bait prepared, think about what you're going to take. Try and get your mindset into fishing these conditions. It's really, really going to be a big challenge. We are super, super looking forward to it, and this weekend was thoroughly worth it because we learned a few little bits of information which will really help us get started. And the World Club Championships are now about 5 weeks from now. Is the actual day of the match, and we'll be going out before just to have a little bit of a look and practice throughout the week. So it gives you a little bit of insight into what we're facing. You know, when we won the World Club Championships with Drennan Barnsley Blacks 2 years ago, it was on a nice canal in France, fishing against some fantastic teams doing that sort of fishing, but we do that sort of fishing as well, so we managed to learn some stuff and put in a great performance. Coming here, none of us have even picked these up since 2015 when we went to Slovakia. I actually dug my rig box out the other day. I had dust all over it. We just don't do it. And this weekend there was the Slovakian team fishing, the Italian team fishing, loads of local Croatians fishing, Hungarians fishing, and all these countries around there. Czech Republic will be incredibly hard to beat. There is at least 7 or 8 countries that fish this style all the time. So it is very, very difficult for us to compete. However, love a challenge, and we'll certainly be giving it our best shot. So that was my weekend. A little recce to Croatia to see what's going on. Obviously, when I go in July, we'll give you a proper thorough rundown, all the details, all the floats, all the gear, everything that we used, because at this moment in time, we don't really know. We're just sort of preparing a little bit for it. So, hope that's caught you up on this weekend. I'm off to Hayfield for the UK Championships this week, and then I'm going to Poland for a little bit of a trip and some different types of fishing. So next week's blog will be catching up on those two things. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next week.